Good evening and welcome. I'm Vincent Makori. This is Africa 54. We begin our broadcast tonight in Somalia, where members of the terrorist group al-Shabab attacked an African Union military base, killing at least 19 AU soldiers in a car bombing and firefight. The death toll was provided by a high-ranking Somali official who says that a similar number of AU soldiers were captured by the al-Qaida-linked militants. The Islamist militants say they killed dozens of soldiers in the attack on the base in Jana Ali, about 120 kilometers south of Mogadishu on Tuesday. The African Union mission in Somalia is denying reports that al-Shabab has seized control of the base. But witnesses say that AMISOM soldiers fled to escape the attackers and that militants blew up a bridge in the town to prevent AU reinforcements from reaching the base. Well, for more on the security situation in Somalia, I'm joined by Abdi Aynte, Somalia's Minister of Planning and International Cooperation. Mr. Minister, welcome to Africa 54.
Pleasure to be here.
Now, first, this kind of attack, makes people wonder, is the war on al-Shabab being won, or are things pretty much the same?
Well, I think one has to have a nuanced view about about al-Shabab and about Somalia in general. I don't think one attack or the other can define where we are with our efforts against terrorist groups like al-Shabab. These kinds of attacks, asymmetric warfare, will likely continue for some time to come. But if you look at the overall picture, I believe we're winning, against al-Shabab. We're certainly denying them more space to operate from within, but they will continue to, be able to wage attacks like today's one.
Now, we tend to see more brazen attacks, especially on security installations like this. Does it mean there is a lack of accurate, reliable intelligence? I mean, how do they succeed?
Well, certainly, they succeed because they are they're not in one particular geographic location where our African brothers and our Somali National Army can go and attack them. There are very little of these spaces anymore. So that means that they are, have merged into the civilian population and are able to organize themselves from within population centers. That also means that, our security services, as well as our African Union peacekeepers in Somalia, not always have the requisite, the needed resources and the equipment to deal with a threat like this. It's a very complex threat. Somalia is a very large country, as many people know, the size of Texas, and so it's a pretty complicated place to work in. But I think in the overall analysis, we believe that we are actually, winning against them.
Recently, there was a symposium in Nairobi hosted by our VOA Somali service, and some raised concern that the fight against al-Shabab may not be won if there's no proper interpretation of Islam. What does that mean?
Well, I think that's an entirely different ballgame where you have, a lot of people continue to interpret Islam as if it means, waging war against, your own Muslim brothers and sisters, still using the name of Islam and jihad. And of course, that's not a very common interpretation even in Somalia. I think, these fringe groups continue to, label other Somalis and other Muslims as non-Muslims. So that's a philosophical kind of battle that we need to continue to have against al-Shabab, and that is actually going on. I believe that the vast majority of the Somali people, an overwhelming majority, do not subscribe to this fringe extremist ideology that al-Shabab subscribes to.
And finally, in a few words, what is your assessment of really what more needs to be done in order to make sure that Somalia is a safe place to be and to operate from, regardless of where you are in the country?
Well, certainly what we need to do is we need to consolidate both security as well as our political progress. Part of the answer is we cannot kill our way out of this mess. We cannot kill all of the members of al-Shabab. So our strategy is multi-pronged approach to the problem regarding security. That is to say that, for example, now we're federalizing the entire country. And, far more people are now able to participate in the political process. That's some answer to the problem. Also, we have an amnesty program where a lot of youth are defecting from al-Shabab, and we're providing them with the opportunity to rejoin the society. But also we need to strengthen our security services and our overall political structure.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Aynte.
Thank you.
For your insights. Now, Abdi Aynte is Somalia's Minister of Planning and International Cooperation.